Everyone ignored the old mechanic, until one woman changed his life. It was a dusty afternoon in a small-town garage. Rusted cars lined the fence, and a frail 60-year-old man named Arshad wiped sweat off his brow as he bent under the hood of a broken-down hatchback. He had been fixing cars for over 40 years, charging just enough to get by, never turning away anyone who needed help, no matter how broke they were. That day, a woman in her early 30s, dressed in a faded suit and looking flustered, pulled into the garage. Her car had broken down on the highway, and she had pushed it partway herself. She introduced herself as Naila, her voice shaking as she explained she was on her way to a job interview, her last shot at turning her life around after losing her husband and struggling to feed her 2 kids. Arshad glanced at her, then at the car. "No money?" he asked gently. She nodded, embarrassed. "I'll pay you later, I promise." He didn't hesitate. "Let me take a look." He worked fast, wiping his greasy hands on his shirt, running back and forth for parts from his shed. Within an hour, the engine coughed back to life. Tears welled up in Naila's eyes. "How can I repay you?" "Just get that job," Arshad smiled, waving her off. 3 weeks passed. Arshad went back to his quiet, worn-out routine. Business was slow, as usual. The town barely noticed him. But then one morning, a brand-new SUV stopped in front of his garage. Naila stepped out, this time dressed in confidence and carrying an envelope. "I got the job," she said, her voice trembling. "And I told my boss about you. He owns a chain of luxury car dealerships." Arshad raised his brows, wiping his hands again. "Good for you." "No," she smiled, handing him the envelope. "Good for us. He's opening a new service center, and he needs a head mechanic. He was so moved by what you did, he wants you to run it." Arshad opened the envelope. It held a contract, an official offer, and an advance check that made his knees weak. He looked up at her, silent, as tears ran down his weathered face. "No one ever remembered me before," he whispered. Naila nodded, holding his hand. "But I did, because kindness doesn't rust, it shines." From that day on, Arshad was no longer just the poor mechanic. He became a symbol in the town of how small kindnesses can spark extraordinary change. And in the shiny glass-fronted workshop bearing his name, he greeted every customer with the same heart that once fixed a stranger's car for free.